Welcome to some actual content. Well, this is just going to be a replay review of a scrim that took place not too long ago. And I'm finally getting off my duff and going to look at it. We're going to be looking at it at a 5-game set. And it's actually going to be games 3, 4, and 5. A little context behind the scrim. It's in-house between two similarly ranked teams. I am coaching the Scorpions for this IGL session. Yeah, some of this may obviously slant towards them. Opponents Cruzify, newly formed. So there's going to be a lot here that looks a little rough around the edges for them, which I'm sure will get ironed out as the season goes along. If they do anything interesting that warrants looking at, I will look at it as well. So to kind of set the stage, this is kind of also an East versus West matchup, so it's going to be a little horrible on the Cruzify side. We worked through some internet issues and connecting the servers and all that. So, I guess from a best of 5 scoring, the Scorpions are up 2-0. But like game 1 really didn't count because one of the Cruzify members were just pinged out to hell. But in game 2 they kind of get settled in. Like game 2 is their game 1 now. So yeah, I think this is where it actually gets interesting. Let's just see how it goes. Well, we know how it goes, but so I did have access to comms for this. Yeah. Like, I still think this is Rogue's ball, and I just kind of need to let it play out. That's a great play by Dark, too. So Rogue just kind of cuts back. So the point here for Rogue is just kind of... Like, I understand kind of pressure, but just give a little bit of time. Like, and... Like, Rogue does kind of set up to push the ball to the outside. But you kind of know Fox is coming back, so this is kind of like where you sort of break the rules. But I would be more trying to get the ball away from that cluster of blue players and kind of get that ball pushed left. But, it is what it is. Zach just tries to catch it, kind of doesn't. He kind of gets basically punished here by it working out for the blue side. Like, so Fox just comes back. Yeah. In this case, I think Fox. So I think where I sort of paused it, like. This would be fine, like here, if there was no momentum, because you can kind of read, but, like, it would kind of have to be a turn inward so that you could basically be up. Instead, like, Fox just carries this a lot of momentum, makes the wide swing. Probably should have just actually just rotated far post anyways. It's still a very... The effort by Dark was very, very good. This was very, very janky. Like... Because that is sometimes just a really bad hit. Like, that's... I mean, you know, just look at that. You know, there's 3 blue players bunched here. If that ball's mistouched or missed or anything, like, that's a, you know, blue gets scored on there. So in a way, they do get away with one. I really think they do get away with one. Like, Dark bails them out. It's a good attempt by Dark. But he kind of puts it to the side. Yeah, those are tough to read. It's a pretty standard play. So for, you know, the teaching moment. If Zero heard footsteps, I understand that jump. Otherwise, it's a pretty bad jump. So Liddy gets a bad touch. Yeah, like, I think here, Dark. Yeah, I think just in a way you need to kind of be just heads up on where you're at for, you know, for Dark. So, and then this, it's... Yeah, that's a bad hit. Literally looks like they were trying to pound that downfield. So, little hesitation there. I actually think, like... So, if Liddy's coming in here like they're going to challenge the ball, and they really don't, like, they probably read the hit, but just the peel off. So, again, like, Zero should technically not have jumped and been on the goal line, just you get a better clear that way. And Liddy kind of circled and kind of froze Zero. So it's just, like, it's a really bad defensive sequence for the blue side. And balls in the back of net. Scorpions really didn't have to work too hard for that. Even if they did take 3 shots. So I will say on the comms part, well, I'll include that at the end, but already the note is for Rogue to work on the comms. Rogue is obviously a new addition and probably playing up. So it's a good hit by Dark. Maybe just tried to hit for, you know, not roll, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah. It's a good save. Good clear by Dark. Yeah. See, Rogue is also a 2's main. So we'll, yeah, like just, so again, like, as long as Fox calls off Rogue, that's fine, you know, and Rogue just needs to, you know, in a way just bail here. Like, you know, this is kind of a situation. Like, if this was solo queuing or whatever, then yeah, this is fine. Yeah, you can see Ike there's called off. So, like, you know, Rogue recovers here, just gets served a ball, and just, you know, just has to strike it. So, and on the other side, yeah, so, like, that's a little worrisome. So, Zero, yeah, so Zero should just touch this ball earlier. Like, you're just better off banging it through the corner. Like Dark here gets a pretty good clear. Like, yeah. So yeah, and then this is gonna be like new team tropes. So yeah, the one they need to call it. I don't actually mind Liddy going for this. Mostly because the other side is clear. I hate the ball being cleared across the net, but it is cleared. So not only is this a bad hit by Zero, but this is a communication breakdown. So I think I just want to say on this one, whoever called that, that's their ball. The safer is Ike, but if Rogue could have like banged that out into space where Blue couldn't have got, then it would be fine. Fox could have waited just a tad bit before going up there. That's kind of like, in a way, like rushing the open net or rushing the free ball. That's a little dangerous, but, you know, heads up on Rogue to clean that up. I don't know who that was observing the gravity roll, but smart. Like, even though Rogue kind of lost control of it, you're always better off just letting your teammate finish whatever they're doing until they call for you. So, just right here, I could have taken his time. Just take your time. Like, yeah, I know there's a slight rush because you don't know how Dark's going to land, but just take your time. And then, like, you know Rogue's behind you, so just let Rogue clear it. Even though they're probably trying to pitch it there. So Rogue's a little too far back here. So I'm just kind of curious. Okay, now he kind of turned a little late. Yeah, this also should be a Crucify goal, but it is what it is. So, nice little off-the-wall passing play from the blue side. Yeah, Rogue should probably just jumped off the wall there. Like, you know, gets back. Okay, so, like, yeah, this is a good... Yeah. This is kind of a problem I have, too. I kind of rushed off the line. You're probably just better just staying again on the line. Like, you can kind of move, but it's like... I don't think Ike has a chance at this ball. Because, like, he's... So this is... like, if there's no one there from blue, this is a good rush. Because he's probably going to make solid contact with the ball. The problem is there's a blue player there. So, like, Ike kind of has to move more side to side to, like, kind of cut down the angle here. And like what, you know, Fox is kind of also in like in a guessing game, so you just, it's either you need to wait as much as possible or just make your opponent kind of do something. So, you know, it's fine and whatever. Sometimes those are tough to read. So like, let me see if Fox here challenges. Like, all this is fine. Yeah, I think Fox could have pushed that just a little bit because you knew Ike was behind you. So. Good push aside. Like, actually, I think it was great there for Rogue to get that second touch. Just keeps your opponent from rushing in on you and buys your team time. Like, that's a really good play right there. It's a good save too. Zero kind of loses control of that. So 2 up. So just on Ike. Like at this point, you just Ike's carrying a lot of speed. Again, I'm not asking for your opinion, doggy dog. Grumpy, come here. Come here and lay down. Come here and lay down. No, come here and lay down. I'm sorry. Come here and lay down. Be a good dog and lay down. Thank you. Sorry. I'm just carrying a lot of speed. Like, whatever. Like, if you're gonna miss, if they're gonna miss a ball, like Dark's gonna be there to clean it up. So, you know, instead not, but like if Dark's not gonna clear it up, then Dark is gonna rush in that. So there is kind of a timing element to this, but like you also need to take your time. Because also Dark's carrying a lot of speed. So this is kind of like a split decision, but I think this is just you need to be far back to read the ball and react. Because again, it's just like Liddy's gonna be hitting this backwards. Like there's no need to rush this. So this is, to me, this is just my opinion. This is like playing a miss, which is fine, but you're carrying way too much speed. And I mean, it's like evident because like there's no good hit. That ball just gets popped up, and then comes a double commit. So I'm curious. Probably need to see from here. Yeah, like, again, I'm not sure if there's a call. That's actually kind of Rogue's ball. That's actually Rogue's ball, even though Rogue is on this side. Just Rogue has a better chance at the ball. Because Rogue's coming at it head on. Fox is kind of coming from here. So, like, that's a good clearing space. I think, like I said, taking it up off the wall. Don't think Rogue did anything wrong here. Let me just see. Just kind of sends it in. Yeah, so this is just kind of waiting to see what happens. But for Rogue, I would have continued to have gone out. You know, probably just be out a little more, and then you could figure out what to do, because Rogue kind of jumps in reaction to the bounce, but, like, doesn't even get anywhere near the ball. So kind of takes himself out of the play. So... that's a little dangerous. So you only need to worry about keeping it up if you need to take it the length of the field. If you're tied just in your corner, just kill it. So that was probably some hesitation on comms. Nice play by Dark. Like, really good play there. So, what is the team doing? Okay, so Rogue. Yeah, Rogue does it. Okay, so yeah, there's no challenge. So this is, I mean, this is a bad play to make it too. So Rogue was also kind of creeping up there, so, you know, again, to file this away. Like, just, in this case, just stay back. Just stay back right here. Like, it's a little different, but, like, in overtime, like, you already have 2 up. You just kind of need to protect yourself against, like, the errant hit. Like, I don't necessarily push up here myself. Because, like, also, Fox isn't coming back. So, like, in this case, Ike is going to challenge. And this is kind of probably the difference between, like, you know, C3 up, and then, like, you know, since I believe Rogue's playing up, so Diamond gameplay, is that There's not necessarily always going to be like consistent hits, air dribbles off the wall. Um, but I kind of always default to some sort of, it depends on the level. The level of gameplay. So, like, I can sort of understand doing it, Rogue moving up here, but if Dark screws up, you still have, the chance to get the ball. Like, if Dark flails around, you're still going to get the ball. So there's, like, not really, there's not necessarily a need to. Also, Ike's here. So Ike should be challenging this in some sort of way. So Rogue just needs to be back more and just let Ike challenge and then figure it out. So yeah. Because, like, he keeps creeping up, and up. Like, you have to then challenge. Like, it's just a case of, like, you have to challenge. Because if you're so far out as the third person, like, you're committed to double committing or not doing anything at all. And, like, this is kind of the worst, doing nothing at all. Because you just don't do anything. You don't do anything. So, like, either Rogue is playing like Dark is not going to hit the ball, which again is fine. But, like, the problem with that is Rogue is last person back. So you can't actually play that game. You can't actually say it's like Dark is going to have to show me something. You could do that 52 seconds into the game. But I'd like to talk about down and distance. Down and distance dictates a slightly more conservative approach here. Because Rogue is last person back, and it's a tie game in overtime. So Ike's going to do a midi flip here. Probably didn't necessarily need to do it. I can understand doing it. It's not a dangerous midi flip, but it's fine. I don't necessarily mind what Ike did. You kind of get stuck into reading it, and then it takes the wrong bounce, and you just kind of make the token challenge. So, like, I don't think I'm going to... Yeah. So that's okay for Fox to bunch up because it's like there's sort of someone there, and if Ike death flips, then you can clear it. And, like, that's not bad clear. And, like, I don't actually mind this. What Fox does. Like, Fox sort of takes himself out of play, but it's also, like, it's not technically dangerous if Ike is following. But Ike just kind of slow plays and misreads the ball. So, unfortunately, this is kind of on Rogue, just to go back to everything. Is that Rogue just came out way too far. Yeah, like, that's nice touch and everything. Yep. Like, that's just a nice play from Dark. Yeah. Take is inexplicably watching me provide coaching advice. And said Fox should have turned back knowing he was beat. I don't I don't necessarily mind that. What I said about Fox is I didn't necessarily mind that, because Ike was there. I just kind of ended up misreading the ball. I don't necessarily mind like an up man, going on that play. Your mileage may vary. Like even like super defensive me would have done that. But that's also... Yeah, like, I could see both ends of it. That's why I'm, like, not too totally upset. Like, Ike was kind of there. Again, like, I'm approaching... Obviously, like, I'm approaching it from, like, what I said, and takes issue is... So the issue I had was going all the way in their corner for a boost knowing they didn't have possession. Which is, like, you know, kind of pulling an Unforgiven there. I guess it's like, do you trust your teammate to actually get that ball, I guess. So, again, that's why I didn't necessarily have a problem with it, but I could totally see the reasoning. I could see the reasoning behind both. I just... Yeah. I'm just a jaded old man. One of the two people right now is past 40, so you know, I'll let you guess who's who. All right, let's get in this nonsense. I mean, we're not even gonna cover that. We're not even gonna cover that one. That's which knucklehead was that? Yeah, it's Tate not going for it. Like, Ike, was it Ike? Ike or Rogue said they should have totally had that. Like, well, I immediately jumped to defenses. Like, no, that's on the person who didn't go. What is this, a solo queue game? No, it's a scrim. Where do you need me to go back to? By the way, if you wanna hop into Discord, I'll drag your butt into my channel that I'm in. So that I would say like this. Yeah. Or if you basically do like whatever, like up person cheats, like Ike cheats and Rogue goes back left. Like however it is. Like the problem is Ike just doesn't go. Or not Ike, Tate just doesn't go, so that's kinda like what screws him up. But I think it just like depends on like how comfortable you are for winning. It's like funny for me from like a face-off perspective. Like I was actually more comfortable winning out of this formation back right. But now it's actually easier to win back left. But like, yeah, this is just basically solo queue kickoff at its finest, really. Even though this is an organized scrim. So, yeah. Like, but, it is what it is. And gets me really mad in ranked when it happens. Nice dunk from Dark. Rook should have took his time there. That is a heck of a block. So good play by Liddy there. I want to be on player. I don't necessarily know how I feel about this. Yeah, teacher. Okay, so teacher gone back. Yeah, teacher gone. Teacher been back more. Like, yeah. Now, if Roke said like I lost it or whatever, that's sort of fine. But I would just went going back. Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna find out here what Ike's doing, but I don't. Yeah, I don't necessarily like this. Oh no, that's fine. Like, you know, it's better than my can't put the ball in the net ass. So again, to fill in, um, takes a should challenge goal side. Take should have been third. Yeah, allowed Ike to push to the two. Yeah, I do kind of favor the. I do kind of favor just kind of giving this ball up. Again, I could sort of see the challenge. But I think kind of the safer move for Tate here is to just let the ball go. So, like, yeah, Ike does a pretty good job rotating back. I just, some of this is really weird. So I think this is a midi flip right here. Yeah, I think you, because that boost isn't there, so like, I don't think you should be flipping towards the boost there. Like, you got to give your brain a chance to register that it's not there, and then just start flipping back to your end, because like kind of loses momentum because you know he does this, whereas he could actually do something like this. So yeah. Should have been on wall and challenged out now, not out challenging in. Yeah, it looks like. Yeah. So it looks like I kind of actually jumped off the lip, which caused him to challenge out. Yeah, you kind of. That's actually hard because like you play this game for so long. I think like the jump instinct kicked in. You actually don't even want to jump there. You just kind of want to. If you do, you need to like. I don't know, do some sort of flip to like just prevent that ball from going through. But the jump actually like caused the out challenge. So like, yeah, like Ike's there on the lip and causes the jump out. So you kind of actually need to flip back inwards. Yeah, because I mean, obviously we're looking at super slow mo, but like Liddy's there the entire time, and a flip can force like a pinch out or something like that, or it could result like this as well, but you would still have a better chance. And that looks like just, you know, diamond wall reading because that's the shit I do. Alright, 35 seconds in. Down 2. Some more shitty Ender wall challenge. That's just like practice. Like, I'm not picking on Ike here, but like, he's gonna come off here on. Oh. So you can see, like, he kind of takes up from here, like, assuming a perfect, you know, whatever, there's no one here, and we're trying to do that. You need to be boosting this ball, which I don't think you can even get from there. Or, you know, you just got to get used to distances. It's like you kind of need to be here, because you just want to get to that ball as quickly as possible. So, as someone who sucks on the wall, I do want to take a look at Tate's hit. Not just at the top of the car. Okay. So, Cruzify does have some talent. Good individual effort there. You know, you kind of take advantage of the defense, but still. So, kind of excited to see what they could do down the road once they have a chance to gel. Okay, so for Ike, just, yeah, see. I want to see this. Ike would have been better off just driving into that ball and centering it. Like, I understand kind of jumping off there, but I just think it would have been better served. At least he recovers better than I do. So Rogue gets 50'd. Just not back in time, so. So Texas Tate cuts a lot. I'd probably have to go and look at, like, so you kind of missed the opening for the Scorpions tank. So definitely, so I think the starting roster for his team is going to be Tate, Ike, and Fox. I think. Maybe Tate and Rogue are going to be swapping out a lot. But like this team has a lot of experience playing together, which is really good, and they're actually pretty good on comms. So, like, if you know what you're doing, because you're communicating with your teammates, then I don't really have too much issue with like the cutting. Just as long as you know that your teammates know what you're cutting. So Rogue here should just completed his circle. and not turn back in. Just turn all the way around. Because like Rogue is still gonna cut back left. Like he does get a challenge there, but I just think like you're in better shape with momentum. Yeah, Tech says he should have stayed back 3. If he wanted to push the 2, he was in shift position for it. I also agree with that. So I'm just kind of like doing this like based on like what I think. Yeah, also okay, I do actually see Tate there. Tate should not be on the side of the east-west line. Also, by the way, because Rogue's there. So you know, watch that, Tate. Rogue should have at least completed the turnaround. So like right here, just kept turning around, and then go from there from shadow, and you know figure everything out, because you just lose so much momentum here, and now you're kind of priced into a really tough challenge. And like you know, it's a case of like sort of it works out because he did get a challenge in, but did also kind of lose the 50. So yeah, this is definitely my defensive side coming in, but I also agree with Tank. I would just kind of kept going back and, you know, reevaluated. Yeah, and it just so it's just kind of been a while. Tate should be probably charging out here. So partially this is bad positioning, but this is also a shitty triangle. The reason I'm just advocating for this is the farthest to the right Tate should be is, you know, this imaginary center line. If Ike hits the ball properly, like this ball is coming out, and you just have again so many more options, you know, coming from this area to strike a ball that's coming across. If you're coming across like this, you get into like weird crossbodies shots, which never work out well. So just by coming on, you just have so much more options to strike it with the front of your car, versus say like trying to flip or, you know, hit with the top. Yeah. Just to add Tank. Yeah, like Rogue kind of should have also pumped the brakes a little. Even when you were cut incorrectly by a teammate, you just like kind of have to adhere to everything. So you know you just need to like stay back. In this case, for Rogue, Tank said he saw Tate pushing to mid like he should have, even though Tate's in the wrong spot, and then kept pushing. Tate cut his line off, you know, to try to race to a ball. He was P2 and, you know, I hit corner. Yeah, and I kind of misses this ball. This is C1, C2 Tank, so tier 3. A lot of the Scorpions are, you know, are basically Anders rank, which is, you know, barely C1, you know, because fuck season 1. So yeah, like I think there's a whole lot of stuff here to pack. Like, yeah, Rogue needs to pump the brakes. Like, yeah, and like Tate needs to be more over here. Like, and then when Ike loses control of the ball, like Tate needs to just kind of turn around over in this section and not even try for his corner ball, because that's Rogue's decision to make. And usually you just let the opponent do something with it, which is kind of like Rogue does, but Rogue does this like S turn when should have just like did this, because you could still like shadow, because like also by shadowing, like you buy time Tate to do his turn and to come all the way back to here. So yeah, that'll be in your tier if you're tier 3. So yeah, that was in a way kind of a mess. Like, see, again, like this is good on Liddy to stay with it. Okay, and then oh, I haven't done Tate yet. Well, I mean, we've kind of discussed this part. Yeah. Yeah, so Tate makes a sideways dash too. Tate, don't do that. Just keep going back. Again, like you are definitely third with the amount of boost you are. So it is, in this case, you just need to play it safe, and is probably the best way of putting it, is wait for the play to develop. So, or in this case, wait for the challenge to develop. So you can't, even with Ike coming back, you can't make that move up because like Ike's coming from the corner probably doesn't have boost, anyways. So like you have to let this play or challenge develop, off the and just wait to see what happens, because if as it goes, if this ball is a challenge in favor of blue, well, now you're kind of really out of position here. Which like leads to this really, like, you just kind of saw that, this really like awkward dodging Ike coming back. And like, yeah, there would kind of be a need to challenge anyways. But again, it's just like, if you come back and just kind of like force everything, like you'll actually be out of Ike's way because you'll make the circle. And you could still make this challenge. And you might actually be better suited for it. Yeah. So it's like, there's still also 4 minutes left in this game to get, 2 goals. So I just think it's just, it takes that, used all that boost to get a penny to burn it to get back into position to challenge again. So it's just like making the correct lines. And maybe we'll get into that in game 3 unless we see something ridiculous. And Ike's just kind of left there. I'm not gonna lie, that feels like Dark should have scored that. No one was up. So, Dark, not to beat you up, and I'm sure you probably thought that as well, that you should have scored that as well. But, in a way, like the Scorpions gave you a golden opportunity. And you clangered it, so welcome to the club on that, too. If you want to learn how to hit crossbar, I will be more than happy to tell you how. I have tons of video evidence. Okay, so Rogue. Well, you're not angled right, but just on this, just sit here, far post. You kind of want to be, you kind of want to be like in some way parallel, or just like slightly angled out, but you kind of want to be like in this spot right here. again, just so you can cover the net or whatever. This is just, something that's just going to come with time. Um, but the reason why is you just get better angles at the ball. And you just want to avoid creeping. Again, it's just waiting for this to develop because to get into your view, like all three blue players are over there, so like there's no danger from like someone sneaking in. Um, because like if that's on that, like you're, it's kind of like again you kind of made like a in a way a bad decision, just like creeping up, like it does go wide. So again, this all comes with time, but again, kind of like what I said, and I just might as well put this out here anyways, just so we can hit, so we can eventually hit all the hallmarks that I like to hit is far post rotations, not challenging the ball backwards, etc., etc., etc. That's one of the quickest ways people can actually start ranking up, because whole boy is diamond through champ 3 just filled with people who don't know how to rotate, don't know how to actually challenge the ball, actually don't know how to play defense either. It's it's just a bunch of golden retrievers with the tennis ball mod. However, as a good carry, just take it around the whole team. Kind of lost the ball, but whatever. Good challenge there by Dark. Man, I didn't like that. Okay, so what's happening here? So so for Rogue, again, just situational awareness. But when you end up on the goal wall, you're not going to carry a lot of momentum. Just jump off and just get grounded again. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And yeah, don't chase this ball either. Just don't chase this ball. Like you're not going to do much with it. So again, like because like yeah. Wow, I'm picking on Rogue. This is not to single out Rogue here. Like, I think Rogue actually needs to be up here. Yeah. Rogue, it's kind of like Rogue actually ends up like depth-wise kind of in the same position, but like just kind of needs to be up there. Like I could challenge this from the back, but again, like I can understand like the positioning isn't that bad, not too far over the line, but like just avoid creeping up like that, just because like you're carrying forward momentum. It's almost like you need to be. Like, with the ball loss, you just... Yeah. Because, like, I can understand covering it, but you just kind of got to, like, wait. And, like, that's a case where it's like, yeah, Ike needs to go. So it's, again, kind of like, the Platinum/Diamond, like, hockey sticker L here. But, yeah. So, like, this is, like, kind of fine. It's a developing play formation. Like, we don't necessarily need to be in the triangle. But, it's like, yeah... Like someone needs to be communicating here, and I don't remember if there was. But like if Ike goes, then Rogue just needs to be careful. Like again, no harm, no foul. I get sent in. Also, don't boost their rogue. Again, that's just part of taking your time. Because you're going to get there first anyways. Like, off this hit. So, yeah. You don't need to worry. And really, the concern, like, with some of the speed Blue's carrying, like, really, what you want to do is just, like, try and put it top shelf or create a rebound off the top. The goal there is to try and get a good hit. Whether it's put a shot on net to make Blue go up, or make him go up anyways and just create a rebound situation. So, just again, something to keep in mind. That's a communication breakdown here on the Blue side. By the way, this situation here on the Blue side, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, Dark has the clear here. If Liddy pops that up and, like, I'm not... Here, let me just go to Dark's perspective. So this is Dark's ball all the way. This is Dark's ball all the way. But again, because everybody needs to be a golden retriever, and, I'm going to say it, there's also a lot of people online. It's unfortunate, but, sometimes they just are going to die because they won't be able to hit the ball. But that is totally Dark's ball. In a team environment like this, Liddy has no business challenging that ball. Like, it's like a near post rotation because of the situation, but Liddy should not be challenging the ball. Like, it's Dark's ball. So... So, I'm curious as to why Tate's back. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, keep the pressure on. Oof. I mean, it works out. Yeah, the rotation's just kind of messed up there. Again, in part because the ball comes near side, but, really Tate probably just... Tate needs to go high on the wall here. Like, yeah, so... On the rotation because of this, like, that's fine that you actually get hit, but... The one thing you can't do is get in the way of your teammate here because, like, this ball is near side. And Ike has to be able to get some sort of momentum going. But instead, like, just Tate kind of crushes Ike. So, what I like to do is just go up the wall. Make it clear that I am not going to get in your way. Especially with ball cam off. That way I can make whatever educated decision needs to make. And then, I can sort of like start coming down here if the mid's available. Or, I can come around and start making a circle. Or whatever I need to do. So, I just like being up here or up here. Just out of the way. And this is a case where you actually kind of need to go slow. So flipping off the wall and trying to get going as fast as possible isn't actually good here. And again, it's made by this. So, yeah. I don't think it was this game, but I did give Tate props for a far post rotation where he made a save, and he actually like just stopped on the post, on the far post, or not necessarily. Is that an accidental hit? We'll see. Okay. Yeah, and again here for Rogue, just wait for the play to develop, because you probably could have actually like just got a little bit more force behind that. Okay, so teaching moment. So 0 like backflips. But so again, this is far post. Just come in the goal line. Like, yeah. Like at this point, 0's out too far. It's kind of like what we had with, I think, Ike a while ago. You're just too far out. Yeah. So, yeah. Like just for, for 0. Yeah. Just get sent in. Like Dark kind of plays boost over ball. Yep, and that's just kind of bad. And then what does Liddy do? Okay, so Liddy just doesn't want to be in the play. Liddy does all this complicated shit. So this is probably not available. Okay, so let me tell you about lines. Okay, so Liddy is, I'm going to be honest, like I hate to pick up people in the club, but I actually have no idea what Liddy's doing. Liddy is just trying to get to wherever the ball may be, and then figure it out. Liddy should just like rotate it like this. Get here, far post. Like, really, really simple and easy. Instead, takes this weird line that just I mean, really, the situation dictates just, yeah, come back this way. Here's why. 12, 24, 36, 48. Liddy's like here. I'm pretty sure Liddy could be like at least here. And like this backflip probably fucks everything up anyways. But like, yeah, like Liddy just has no interest in being in the play. And then decides, I want boost. Like this is literally atrocious. Just midi flips everywhere. Like midi would be appalled at this flipping. Like this. Well, this isn't even midi flipping. Like yeah. Well, at least you got to 100 finally. You know, glad you could put it to use. Like again, like that is horrid rotation. Like it's just like like I'm just yeah, I'm just like kind of showing that I care. Like this is what you do when you're pissed off against your solo queue teammates. There's 2 out of 3 forfeit votes and you haven't voted. You're just kind of like doing whatever. Like there is no point to any of this. So, like, again, like, really, if you wanted to corner boost this corner boost that badly, should have made just a beeline back. If not, like, that line would have got you into play. And again, like, you could say it's like, oh, well, Zero, like, flipped a Doom or whatever, so it doesn't really matter. It's like, dude, it's like, no, it actually matters. Because that makes you a better player, because it recognizes that you, like, are making correct decisions. Like, a lot of this is just focusing on decisions, not results. And, like, this is actually, like, one of my pet peeves. It's like, oh, well, it worked out. It's like, of course it worked out, because, like, either luck was on your side or your opponents managed to do something even stupider than you did. Like, because, like, a lot of this stuff can be broken down to is, well, what did the opponent do to screw up, and you took advantage of, so column A, column B. And, like, again, I don't mean to harp on this, but this is just like, there's just, like, a lot of things going on here. And, like, again, a lot of these decisions come down to, it's just like, look at all these decisions being made, and they're just, like, not the correct decision. Like, and again, for Liddy, like, the question you need to ask is, what was I trying to accomplish? Because you had, again, like, Liddy had full view of this play, so what was Liddy trying to do? And the answer was, I don't think how even Unforgiven could defend us. So, and Rogue has the open net. So speaking of some really bad decisions, far post rotate, I just so first, if you're not, yeah. So, like, if you didn't challenge Zero, like, just come in and far post rotate. Yes, you're going to get screwed anyways when it hits off the post. So, but that's what you need to do. I want to see. Okay. So, Rogue, to help you get to the corner quicker, you can turn, and when you're lined up, flip towards the corner boost. That's one of the fastest ways to get there. You don't have to worry about grab pad, whatever, just flip. So, and then also just when this ball is lost, just get ready to turn back. Yeah, so just Rogue, just turn back here, because the ball's lost, and just get on the goal line. Because once you're facing backwards, like, you're not going to carry a lot of momentum, and now Liddy can get to the ball. So I would just be prepared to be making a defense. Because also it sounds like Tate's up as well, so. And again, this is a case of hitting the ball backwards. It's like sort of a panic, but like, it's kind of really rough. So Tate here. Tate should be rotating back as well. Again, called it. Fine, whatever. But yeah, like, this just really, in a way, just another really bad kickoff sequence. And Cruzify, like, completely capitalizes. And as we can see by the gold dots, inexplicably, Scorpions are back into this. Like, I actually think there's some atrocious defense played by Cruzify, if I remember. So I'll get to be able to get mad about that. Tucker get a clean hit on that. That's rough. Actually, a good foul by Ike and heads up on Tate for not following. That's just kind of like a fake, so... Yeah, so Tate can't foul. Ike does a good foul. Beats Liddy. Oh, comes off Liddy, too. So, that's rough. I don't think... So, defense-wise... So, is there anything Zero can do here? So, Dark just doesn't get the hit. Comes back. Yeah, I don't think Zero's in a great position here. Like, I don't know what Zero could have done. Because, like, kind of rotate back, grab the boost. So, I think waiting for Tate's hit is appropriate. And Tate just kind of whiffs. So, Zero really doesn't have much. And, like, you know, obviously, Dark hits with the wheels instead of the corner of the car. And then, like, yeah, like, Liddy's under the ball, so, like, probably carried a little too much speed, probably up a little close. Like, so on this, like, you can move up into position, but I would not be trying to get up here as quickly as possible. Because this ball's lost. So here's a nice section. Just, you don't need to, yeah. In a way, you kind of got to recognize that there's two people there and Dark did not hit it good. So you need to be, like, slowing down a little bit. You know, and again, let the play develop. You're probably, like, you could challenge Ike just to make him, again, push it off the side wall, which is completely fine. So that's just kind of like more of a challenge to force the opponent to do something. And like, again, it still pushes left, but it probably actually doesn't hit off your car, which, like, again, that happens, but I think that's actually like the result of getting there too fast. So, like, you know, the global thing here is, again, just kind of like wait to develop, because you could also like fake challenge in a way too. You know, like jump as if you're challenged and still force the hit and turn around. Which is kind of some next level stuff. So Tate beats Zero. All right. So what happened here? So obviously that's something that Zero sort of has to get right, but not necessarily. There are two people back. I would probably just make the case here is that the only way you can lose this game is if you let your opponent score, so maybe taking a conservative approach to the ball. Kind of same thing there would happen with Ike earlier. Dark just loses a 50. So yeah. So fortunately Liddy's gonna be third back here. Okay, so like there's ample space here, so Liddy doesn't have to be sitting back, but same thing that we got the Scorpions for. Liddy should not be trying to challenge this ball and get on here. And again, I hate to say that, I hate to harp on this, but this is so bad to see. So you do have to recognize that you are the last person back, and those trails are very disturbing. Like, you're just carrying a lot of speed at this point. So for this, like, there's a lot of space given here, like, but I am fine with this because there's 30 seconds left. You're up by 2, so I favor a conservative approach. Zero's coming back, but Zero's not going to be able to help in this play because I'm going to assume that they're out of boost or whatever. So I'm going to be conservative, and I'm going to wait to see what happens with the ball with what Dark does. So, like, Lydia's carried a lot of speed, and that ball pinches out. Tate with a grade 50. And, like, Liddy has a lot of speed. Liddy never has any play on that ball. Now, conversely, so what Liddy could have done is kind of slowed down here and kind of circled in, like, kind of been here, like, facing this direction. And just wait. Kind of, I don't know, angled like that. And just wait. Because Zero's still coming back. There's also the danger of that even if Dark wins the 50, like, that ball bounces off Zero and comes your way. So, like, here, it's just play it safe. Because then that ball comes in through the corner. Like, you could kind of move up and wait. Like, you can try and do some sort of terrible and/or read and figure out what's doing off the corner, or just, like, wait. I wouldn't necessarily be worried about that boost. Like, I would concede that boost to Tate, if I'm here. And then depending on, like, what you feel like, you could start rushing Tate and just try and get like a 50 here. Or, like, even, like, kind of go up. But I think it's just, in a way, just very prudent to, like, let the play develop and make your decision from there. Because the problem with what Liddy did, just carried, like, too much speed, was, like, here, 50's one, and then, like, here, and then, like, suddenly the ball's behind you. And now you have to chase the opponent. And, like, actually Liddy finally gets a touch, but, it's a great pass to Ike. And it's just, again, it goes with these decisions. And, like, that's acceptable if you're on the other end because you need to be aggressive. But, like, this, you're up by 2, down in distance. That's just going to play the entire time, isn't it? Because it's loaded into memory. So, a little bit different this time. Scorpion spotted Cruzify, like, a big lead there, and we're forced to play catch up there. Again, like, some pretty shoddy defending, and, like, this is obviously stuff that can be worked out as time goes on, but again, it's like, like, I feel that a lot of this can come down to decision making. If you can eliminate the mental mistakes and make proper decisions, like you should be in good shape a lot of the times, you know, because by making correct decisions, you force your opponents to try and beat you, and I would take that all the time. So we're not going to cover this one too much because, yeah, this is going to be the reverse, and like, quite frankly, was uninteresting. So we'll probably just cover the first main because there's some, maybe through the first Crucify goal. But as with anything, we can learn about the defensive side of things. This is just a good counter. Hey, now I get to pick on Liddy again. Just a recommendation here for Liddy is suppress this instinct. Which I admit is really tough to do. Just because that ball is just going to roll in the corner. And a touch here is really, really bad. So that's just the recommendation here. So then for 0, yeah, like, yeah, because also, like, if you know you have a teammate behind, like, 0 could have cleaned that up easily. So that's, like, that's totally 0's ball. So, like, now 0 is just... Blah? So 0 is going to use boost to try and prevent their boost from being stolen while behind. Whew. I would not have even thought about going for that. I would concede that and turn around because I'd be far post. So, yeah, that's... If I don't want this video to be 3 hours. But that is effing awful. So Dark puts it high. I mean, it's not bad from Dark. Yeah, I mean, like, just like here, it's just... Yeah, that's, again, kind of suppressing the instinct to go after the ball. Especially when that goes to the post because you're, like, going to fall off. And just kind of be out of the play. And then Rob beats the team, so, you know. But, like... So you want to talk about, again, you want to talk about mistakes that just, like, amplify things. Like, obviously Liddy should not have touched the ball here. Should just let it go. And, like, 0 should immediately have turned around and covered far post. But, like, at 78, wanted to get to 100. So actually blew 30 boost just going for, you know, a boost protection when you really didn't need to. Like... Just, yeah. So. Okay, so how do we fix this? Okay, so this is like actually pretty decent. The boost is always a little sketchy, but also Liddy should just, again, for reference, you should be of the mind to be turning around here. Like, again, like even if Dark's there, like just in part because you don't know what's going around, going on back there. So again, this is my defensive side, just kind of preaching caution, because it's just going to be more pain in the ass to turn back around and try and cover your net. I mean, still do a very good job. I would not have gone on the wall there. Like, there's just really not a need to. Like, if Tate somehow gets his ball, like, you need to be on the ground so you can try and defend it. And, like, just, you're going to consume boost to go up and get it, but I just think you have a better chance of doing it. You know, and again, like, it's because you go on the wall, you just, in a way, then you kind of get, like, focused on the ball, and then you just kind of fall off. So, it's like, the recovery after the boost is actually pretty fine. But again, like, just like in this situation, it's good to have, like, a defensive mindset. It's like, I don't see the ball, I should be planning on making a turn rather than turning upfield and then having to, you know, just make the turn all the way back. Okay, so for Zero kind of gets an unfortunate 50. Just, okay, like, yeah, this is fine. It's, like, actually not a bad, like, short. Again, I think this is just down to slight positioning, but just, you can always move up the wall. So just kind of be prepared for the ball to fall off the wall then rather to stay on the wall. Yeah, I don't know about that. Again, if you have confidence, that's a really tough read. But the advice here is that, so you kind of so Dark is going to clear it. You just have to get out of the way here. Like, this is a case of totally trusting your teammate. Like, Dark is going to get the clear. He actually does, but passes it right to Zero. Zero just has to get out of the way and let the clear happen. Again, like, a Scorpion could have punched it in, but it was a really bad situation. So, the first way to clear out the bad situation is just let Dark clear it. And again, it's that. So, as for Dark, like, again, just kind of the first clear. Like, this is a good rotation back. Yeah. Like, actually, Dark does pretty good there. His teammate just blocked his clear. God, what kind of kickoff goal nonsense are we going to see here? So, Ike puts it away. Here we go. All right. So just the advice for Lydia is avoid, like, I'm sure that was not the intention, but obviously, like, it's essentially you just got to the ball really quick by going head on. So, So obviously, like, Lydia at this point is priced into, like, a near post rotation because that's where they're coming back. So this is obviously where the rule's going to be broke. I mean, the only complaint is just probably go up for it a little sooner, I think. This just might have to be a pre-jump off Ike's hit. So you just may, either just may want to lose a little bit of momentum, so that you can get yourself angled, but just go after the ball, and hope for a pinch in the direction you're going into the corner and out. That's pretty much it here. Okay, so off the face off. So for 0, that should not be happening at all. So there's no comms on that. Yeah, so this is just panic time. So really, Dark should be going back left, just based on everything, how easier it is, or back right, I mean. And 0 should be cutting up. But if someone called it, that's fine. Then the other person just needs to back off. So Dark just doesn't have the boost to get to this. Yep. So, I mean, that's really about it. And Dark Ice can make a guess. Okay. So yeah. Also somewhere along here, 0 loses power, router, whatever. So it just becomes really academic. But it is like a Scorpion route. So I have no idea if Cruzify is going to watch this, but I'll give them the pointers. Obviously, the simple pointer is, I don't know what their comms are like, but work on comms, work on playing as a team. A lot more things will just obviously solidify a lot more as you get used to playing with each other. Work on the rotations. There were some good rotations, but there's some also just truly horrendous rotations. It's kind of like you have to think about everything. But a lot of players don't think too far ahead. Don't go where the ball is. Go where the ball is going to be. And sometimes you even have to, think one level beyond that. Where's the ball theoretically going to be 3 seconds from now? And that's probably not a question you can answer, but the question is, where should I be 3 seconds from now that best helps my team? And sometimes that is just being back. So for the Scorpions, a lot of the same things hold true. Watch the rotations. There's obviously a team chemistry component that helps a lot of that. Watch crossing the east-west line, even if you are the two. So you just have to communicate. And then whether it's the correct decision or not, the person who gets called off just has to let the play happen. Specifically for Rogue, Rogue plays a lot of 2s. Work on your 3s rotation, work on the comms. It's just something you're just going to have to do. Don't know if you stream or not. You could work on pseudo comms even while solo queuing. I think part of it will be for Rogue will be getting used to the speed. It's always a jump, even if you're at that threshold. In this case, Diamond 3, getting to Champ 1. There's still just, there's a lot of just little things, sometimes the speed. So that just tends to affect everything. But I think playing with the squad will actually help a lot. I know, shocking, right? But yeah, I think for Crucify, there's actually a lot of pretty good mechanical skills there. So again, it's just the team building component, the chemistry, the mental stuff, positioning, rotations, comms. you know. And then for the Scorpions, like, not necessarily as mechanically gifted, but the Scorpions do know how to put the balls into the right spot. So I would just kind of continue to work on that as well. Like, you know, as long as you're like solid as a team, like you don't necessarily need all the flashy stuff, because if you can defend the flashy stuff, well, you know, then all that, you know, and then as you know, slowly grow, slowly develop, you can always add that stuff to your arsenal. So, yeah. So an hour and 45 minutes roughly for 2 1/5 games, so not bad. Um, yeah, so that's gonna go ahead and do it to this one. If there are questions, feel free to DM me. Um, you know, I don't totally have the answers. I'm just kind of providing my input, my feedback. Again, I am definitely defensive oriented. Again, there's tons of video evidence. There's tons of video evidence of me not being a striker either. So I may not necessarily have the offensive side worked out, other than, you know, theory crafting and, you know, basic fundamentals. Which is also kind of like why I tend to harp on the defense more. So yeah, but that'll go ahead and do it for this one. I don't know what I'm doing later tonight, if there are live watchers or people who are going to turn around and watch the VODs. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and enjoy the rest of the day.